At this point, we've looked at how to create a local environment using Drupal, either through our own custom code base or by downloading a distribution from Acquia Dev Desktop. We've also looked at how to push a site live from our local environment up to Acquia Cloud through our cloud account. And finally, what we'll do is look at how to create a site on our cloud account and then pull it down locally. This can be useful if you're running into problems on your local machine, or if you're using a borrowed machine in order to run through some of the examples on Build a Module while at a training, for example. In order to do this, we're going to use our existing cloud account, and we're going to create a new site on it in order to download it locally. Let's start by making sure you're logged into your Acquia Cloud account and click Sites at the very top. Next, let's click Add Site. We're going to add a new free site. Here we need to enter a site that's going to serve as the domain name of this site. For now, because this is a free account, it will be part of the subdomain. We're going to call this Example of Cloud Site, and we'll scroll down. I'm going to leave this at USA. I'll click the I have read and accepted the terms of service, and I'll click Add. This will generate our new site. It's not going to install Drupal, but it will set up the foundation so we can install Drupal or one of the Drupal distributions available on Acquia Cloud. When it's done, click Manage My Code. We'll close this overlay. Again, we can get to it by clicking on the Getting Started link here. And now we can go to our site by clicking this link right here next to Dev. And you can see what it loads up is a welcome page. This is definitely not Drupal yet, but we can go back to the workflow page. And if we click the arrow next to Dev, we can select Install Drupal. This will load up the same list of distributions we have to choose from in Dev Desktop. And I'm going to scroll down and choose Drupal 7 here. I'll scroll down to the very bottom. I'll click I understand that this will overwrite everything in the dev environment, and I'll click Finish. It will take a few minutes to install Drupal. When it's done, let's click Set up my site. This will allow us to complete the installation process, and we can then import it into Dev Desktop. I'm going to go quickly through these next installation steps, but they're standard for Drupal, and if you have questions about them, there are other videos on Build a Module that explain what each of these inputs does. I'm going to create a custom piece of content here so that when we pull this down to Dev Desktop, we can feel a little bit more confident that it's the exact same site. So I'll click Add Content, Article. I'll put a title and body in. It doesn't really matter what it is. We just want it to be an identifier. I'll click Save. And now let's go back to Dev Desktop. And you can see that we only have our original site here. If we want Dev Desktop to fetch our additional cloud sites, what we can do is click More, and then refresh Acquia Cloud sites. So now you can see we have our two cloud sites. You can see with the cloud icon here. And here's our example of cloud site. Let's expand that. We'll click it. You can see that we can go to the cloud site, which is where we just were in the browser. And we can clone this site locally and use it in Dev Desktop. So I'll click that. We'll leave everything at its defaults, but you can change these as you need. There's one option here at the bottom though that we should check, which is Sanitize Database. When we sanitize the database, what it does is it changes the email addresses and the passwords of the user accounts, and this will prevent you from accidentally sending out emails to those people from your development environment when you're doing some testing. I've done this multiple times, and this is a very handy feature. I'll click OK. Right now we have our SSH key already set up, so it completes the connection. But if you get a prompt for the SSH key, go ahead and jump back a video or two to see how to set up your SSH key with Dev Desktop and Acquia Cloud. So now you can see here next to Dev, we have an icon that indicates that we have a local environment set up. And here, instead of just seeing the cloud site link, we now have a local site. Let's click on that and take a look. All right, you can see that our article that we added to our remote site is right here. So we've successfully imported our cloud